Yo, 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 yo. Welcome back. A fresh new episode of Talkin Game. Got your boy, Tony Lewis, Anthony, LT, Yellow Tape King. Depending on what you call me, lets me know what I was on when you met me. And we back to talk football again. Another weekly recap. So you know we had to have Cuz back. What up, Cuz?
Man, back in here, man. Glad to be here.
Hey, man, glad to have you here. I know this was a tough week for you. See, it's been nothing but tough weeks for me, so it's the norm. But this had to be a rough one for you, man.
Don't even get me started, man. These bums, man. like every time I think I can trust them, they do this shit to me. So,
Well, on the record, I did, one of my fun predictions is, will they break the defensive scoring record in? But off the record, I told you what was going to happen. But do you, I don't know who you got, so we'll start off with the normal format, and we'll start with your most impressive team that you saw in week 5.
So, the most impressive team that I saw, definitely got to be the San Francisco 49ers.
Yeah.
They came out in the prime time Sunday night football game. That not just the city was watching, the world created.
This was the 5th most watched game or something I seen for Sunday night. It's
so
a lot of eyes.
So with that being said, Sunday night, Thursday night, and Monday night, you're the only game in town. So it's either put up or shut up. And the 49ers were everything that they said they were and more. Brock Purdy controlled the game. He played mistake-free football, which is what you asking him to do. Christian McCaffrey, he did what he did. Does Christian McCaffrey things, catching the ball, running between the tackles. And George Kittle, every time he touched the ball, it was for 6.
Yeah, he gave y'all the Randy Moss treatment.
Yeah. Then on that defense, caused that to throw 3 picks. Greenlaw and Fred Warner is probably the best linebacking duo in the game.
Yeah, I can't think of another one.
It's just Joey Bosa. Nick's who the 49ers got, right? Nick?
Yeah.
Got him a sack. The D-line imposed their will all night, and it was just a wash. I told you off the record, 24-20 Dallas, and I was so not even in the ballpark. And I don't know, man. That's far and away the team that I left most impressed with.
I'm with that. I totally agree. Like I told you off the record, 2 touchdowns though. Once I really thought about it, and I'm talking about randomly. And by the way, 49 is my most impressive team too. For the interest of conversation, I would sneaky put not Baltimore, the Steelers in the most impressive because they just find a way to win, and that's pretty cool to me. But the most impressive team was the 49ers, man. And Nick Bosa, he wakes up for the game. You got to think he only had 2 sacks going into that game. He gets going. Kittles has no touchdowns. He leaves with 3. It's like everybody just was like, we're going to get off on you guys. And you look at the 49ers, the Cowboys, they're doing all this great things with defense, but I spoke to you about it. Look at the offenses they went against.
Yeah, it was pretty pathetic offenses, right?
You got to think about it. Miami is good because of their offense. Their defense has been pretty terrible, but they were able to hold the Giants to 16. And one of those touchdowns was on defense. So it's like, well, how good is the Giants offense, or how dominant really is the Cowboys defense? Same thing with the Patriots. We all know what the Jets are. And like I say, that should let you know how bad Denver's defense is to give up 31 to the Jets. So, like, when I really thought about it, and then a Kyle Shanahan offense is just explosive.
Yeah.
And it's weird because it's not really the deep ball. It's intermediate, it's catch and run, it's giving the playmakers a chance to make a play. And Brock Purdy makes sure he puts the balls in the right place for their players to make a play. And I told you, elephant in the room, man. Michael Parsons, quiet day.
Definitely can't argue with
quiet
that.
Day. You know, I put it on my Facebook. I think Michael Parsons, I mean, he's great, but I think he get a little bump up because he got that star on his helmet. I truly do.
And it's hard. It's hard to argue that. Definitely a disciplinary act. Needed more from him, and it's getting to the point where probably don't need him doing any more podcasts. Just concentrate on the season.
Well, I'm sure Bleacher Report cutting that check, man. He locked in. So you're going to have to ride this out, man, for the good or the bad. That's the thing that sucks about podcasts is, like, when it's good, when you're playing well, you probably don't mind as much. But once you start losing, it's like, all right, nigga, we need you to lock in. We need you to get some pressures, even if you don't get sacks. So, yeah, man. 49ers is my most impressive team. So, you know we got to flip it. For you, what was your least impressive team that you saw?
I mean, look no further than their opponent. My Dallas Cowboys. I mean, where do I start? We got dominated in all phases of the game. We got dominated in special teams. We got dominated on defense. We got dominated on offense. We got dominated on how quick their water boys got the water to their guys and how quick they got in the hours. We got dominated in the equipment manager area. I mean, we just got out coached. It was a chance for Dallas for us to make our mark, saying we're here. Right now, you probably got to look at Miami, San Francisco, Philadelphia, Kansas City, maybe even sneaky Detroit.
Yeah.
It's probably your top teams at the quarter mark of the season. And it was our chance to firmly, allow people to just see that Arizona game was just got caught sleepwalking. But now, after Sunday night, it begs the question, is that who Dallas really is?
Yes.
It's for me.
I have the answer, yes.
It's the same old Cowboys. They never cease to amaze me. We never got the ground game going. Tony Pollard fumbled early. Kind of put us in a 14-0 hole, and somewhat made us abandon the run for the night.
Which you don't do that early.
No, you don't do that early, but you got to look at who's calling the plays. You got Mike McCarthy in this, what they call
Texas.
The Texas coach offense.
Come on, man. Come on.
Not a huge fan. CD Lamb gave absolutely nothing.
And he's upset.
I'm beginning to question what was the point of bringing in Brandon Cooks. He's done little to nothing. Thought that was going to be the answer. He hasn't given me anything. The offensive line is a mess.
Somebody get hurt every game.
Somebody's getting hurt every game. I think we should make a call to Lyle Collins and bring him back.
I see the New York teams want him.
And
Both.
come on, Lyle.
Both
Come
New
on,
York
Lyle.
teams.
Come on, Lyle. Do the right thing.
Yeah, I see both New York teams.
We gave you a shot when they had you on trial for murder. We still signed you anyway. So I think we should bring him back. And this is just Dak continues to be Dak.
He
I've
doesn't
said
run.
on the record, I've said on the record and off the record, Dak Prescott is not the answer for the Dallas Cowboys, and we will not go anywhere with him as our quarterback. And it's becoming more and more evident every week. And that's just the offensive side of the ball. You get to the defense, we got no push. We got dominated in the trenches. As we stated just a second ago, Michael Parsons, non-existent in the game, made no big plays that we're accustomed to seeing him make. DeMarcus Lawrence continues to be overrated and
For
overpaid.
For sure.
Then we got, the linebacking crew. We just lost Leighton Van Der Esch for the next 4 to 6 weeks.
Really?
With another neck injury. Yeah, another neck injury.
God almighty, man.
So you got to wonder how much longer he can even go. This is like his 3rd surgery on his neck.
And that's probably it for him.
Leighton Van Der Esch is very, very important to our defense as a signal caller and a very good run supporting linebacker. The secondary continued to rack up silly penalties. The only bright spot could probably be Deron Bland.
Hey, you called it.
I called it. But now we're asking Stephon Gilmore, who, let's be honest, he's probably lost a step. He's got to be sitting at like 32, 33 years old. We didn't acquire the defensive player of the year, Stephon Diggs. Now, although Stephon Diggs is not yet Patrick Peterson.
He's definitely not Patrick Peterson, which I'm trying to figure out how Patrick Peterson is keeping the job, but continue.
Pat stays on those. He continues to get on those ones, but I don't know. But Stephon Gilmore, this ain't the role we brought him in here. We didn't bring him in here to guard ones. We kind of brought him in here to blanket that other side of the field. And now you're asking him to go out and guard ones every night. And it's probably rough on him. And it was just a total just pathetic showing on national TV to get blew out 42-10 against a team that, whether you like it or not, you have to see them if you want to accomplish your goals of not even a Super Bowl, but an NFC Championship game or getting to the NFC Championship game.
Or just the fact of, y'all put us out the last 2 years.
Yeah, and
where's that pride? It's like, you know what? I don't even care about the future. Y'all put us out the last 2 years. Fuck y'all.
And you would think that's what the energy was, but it just looked like they wasn't ready to play.
Yeah, from the opening drive, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, it was awful, and they are by far the most disappointing team.
That's your most disappointing team.
It's not even close.
And it's funny you say that because I have a different team for you.
Nice.
I have
a little bit of.
I have the Baltimore Ravens. At some point, Harbaugh got to beat the Steelers. Like he's 6-7 in the last 7 games. I'm sorry, he's 1-7. He's lost 6 out of 7 games to the Steelers. They continue to hit the ceiling. I watched that game beginning to end. People will look at the stat lines and blame Lamar Jackson, and he should be blamed for that horrible interception in the fourth quarter with 2 minutes left in your own end zone. You don't do that. But when I tell you the amount of drops, the it is terrible. And we've talked about this. We always talk about those signings that get the casual fan. The person be like, look, well, they gave him some help. Odell, 2 catches, 13 yards. All right. Zay Flowers, he going to be nice, but he's still just a small rookie receiver. And I just, at some point, I feel like the Ravens are just sitting right there in that middle of the pack. And that is legit. We've always said that. That is the worst place to be. The worst.
That's
place.
Absolutely the worst place to be. And I want to rewind back to Odell a quick second. Odell has not put up big boy numbers really since 2016.
Jesus.
I want people to realize that I think we're hanging on to that catch in Dallas when he hasn't given us anything. I mean, you look at the first 3 years, you got 91 catches for 1,300 yards, 12 touchdowns, 96 catches for 1,400 yards, 13 touchdowns.
Yeah, I'm looking. Sheesh.
101 catches for 1,300 yards and 10 touchdowns. But since then, you've seen nothing, and he's in the 2 years that he did eclipse 1,000. After that, he barely eclipsed it. I think it's time for us to kind of let this Odell train go, and I'm glad you threw casual fan in there because, and I'm a big preacher of this. We always get caught up in the name, but nobody wants to look at the production or why this person does not have a job. Look at the Rams and what Odell was doing before he got hurt. He was definitely on his way to MVP.
Which is
one
crazy.
could argue.
Yeah, I think he probably would have won the MVP.
But if you know that this man was on an MVP trajectory or in the Super Bowl, why wouldn't you bring that back? You just allowed this man to walk for nothing. And it had to be something that Dallas seen for us not to jump on it. For us to say, hey, we'll take Brandon Cooks. It had to be something.
Well, yeah, I think y'all doctors got a hold of him. It's like, nah, he's not going to be the same guy. But yeah, I got the Steelers. It's crazy because, I mean, for their defense, they only made really one mistake. It just happened to be at the end of the game. And I mean, it was the worst mistake you could make. You give up a damn touchdown, but you can't play perfect. You gotta score more than 10 points with Lamar Jackson. You definitely should have tried to give him better help at the receiver position. Mark Andrews can only do so much. And Harbaugh got to be on the clock.
And this is something that our viewers probably don't know that we say, but for those of you, if this your first time listening, you're a sports head like me and Cuz. Maybe you guys might be familiar with Mike Socha. He led the Angels to the 2002 World Series, and he fucking banked off of that damn World Series for at least 10 to 12 years. Maybe even longer than that.
Because what he just got fired like 2 years ago. Yeah, like maybe 2-3 years ago. He went more than 15 years off that.
He got over 15 years.
I mean, Doc Rivers still living off the Celtics.
Doc Rivers is also an example. But right now, the biggest example in football is John Harbaugh. No question about it.
Yeah, man. Like at some point, you gotta be better. You know, and the telling sign for coaches when it's like, all right, this might be time to go, when you start getting beat at your specialty.
Yeah.
So like Harbaugh was a special teams coach, and you getting block punts and shit.
Well, shout out to Mike Tomlin, man. One thing Mike Tomlin's gonna do, he's gonna have his guys ready to play.
He's gonna have him ready to play, and they're gonna go 500 or better.
Every time it's just that play calling is atrocious. And a lot of people is dumping it in Kenny Pickett's lap. There's no way it's that young kid's fault. It's only in year 2.
Yeah, Matt Canada is trash.
I think what people neglect is that the fact that the offense looks shitty even in the last 3 to 4 years of Big Ben.
Yeah, I can see that. But yeah, shout out to Mike Tomlin, man. I like any coach that brings black Air Force Ones for the team.
Hey.
Because you know what time we on.
Yeah, you know what type of time we on.
But I'm glad that you mentioned the first quarter, because I want to go through some first quarter awards and see who you got. All right.
Shoot.
So we're going to start at the top. Matter of fact, we're not going to start at the top. We're going to start at the bottom. And who do you have as your coach of the year so far through 5 games? We know it's not Mike McCarthy.
Absolutely not Mike McCarthy. If you would have wanted to give Coach of the Year after game 1, he's definitely my winner. But right now, if I had to pick Coach of the Year, I would probably go over to the Motor City and give it to Dan Campbell.
Really?
I give it to Dan Campbell, or my honorable mentions would probably be Arthur Smith over in Atlanta, and also a nod to Todd Bowles over in Tampa. They would be my runners up, but right now, yeah, give me Dan Campbell.
I'm not mad at that.
He's got the lines. He's got the lines rolling. Jared Goff's looking like a legitimate NFL starter.
Well,
who can be.
Well, when I had on the episode before week 1, I was saying I don't know why people started treating Jared Goff like he was trash. Outside of Jeff Fisher, he can lead your team to a Super Bowl.
Well, I guess it was kind of Jared Goff wasn't the guy for Sean McVay's genius. Goff could probably get you there, but he couldn't win a game.
Well, I ain't saying he'll win you the
Stafford was the guy that you needed, and he proved that.
For sure.
I think that the Lions is a good fit for Jared Goff. They got David Montgomery, a sneaky good receiving core, the rookie Sam Laporta. He makes the Lions look like they knew what they were doing when they pretty much traded T.J. Hawkinson in division.
Yeah, it really does look good on them because they didn't have to pay him.
And every good team is an extension of their coach, right? I mean,
sure.
Regardless of what sport we're talking about.
For sure.
I mean, if you look at baseball, and you got that gritty manager who was a gritty player when he played, or you got that gritty, vet, like a Adrian Griffin who just finally got a shot over in Milwaukee, or you just look at those type of coaches, and then you see Dan Campbell, who's just a grinder, and he's the Lunchpail type coach.
Yeah, I'll go play for Dan Campbell.
Yeah, Dan Campbell's not your sexy. He's not your sexy pig. He's not your Sean Payton, Sean McVay, Kyle Shanahan type guy, but he gets his guys to play hard for him.
He
Those guys
maximizes
run
their
through
talent.
a big wall. Absolutely.
He
So
maximizes their talent for sure.
Definitely got to go with Dan Campbell.
For sure. This was hard this might have been like the hardest one because it's still early, so you got some records that might look different towards the end of the year. But I went Mike McDaniels down in Miami, and then my honorable mention was D'Amico Ryans. Mike McDaniels, the plays that they put together is just off the charts. And they have to be because, I mean, I don't care how fast somebody like Tyreek Hill is. You can have people in zones and bracket him. It got to be the play calling, to get these people open. And he just seems like he's a different kind of fun coach that I want to play for. You know what I'm saying? But he's getting the job done down there. They got to figure out the defense. It's still kind of weird, but I like Mike McDaniels. And then D'Amico Ryans down in Houston. They've been in every game.
Yeah.
Like, they've been in every game. Like, it's a team that you was thinking maybe might mess around and get the number 1 pick, or at least a top 5 pick. And they still may because, it's a long season. There's going to be tape out on Stroud. Things going to change a little bit. But, I mean, we're only a quarter way through. That's all I can go through and, go off of. And D'Amico Ryans got those guys playing very well. And the South is clearly a mess. So they can sneak up and win it. So, yeah, give me, gotta go black. Give me D'Amico. Give me that as my runner up for that. But yeah, it was tough because Dan Campbell, great. I mean, Kyle Shanahan, obviously. Coaches that won't though.
Yeah, for sure.
You think how much longer you think Riverboat got?
Riverboat kind of pisses me off because he should be fired after Thursday night, right? But then think. you have those games where they're just so spirited against the Eagles. But that's who Riverboat's been his whole career, even with the Panthers. You don't know what you're gonna get. It's like a wild card.
Yeah. You get blown out by the Bears, you probably should be gone.
But I did say before that Riverboat wouldn't make it to mid-season. Yeah. So you got Washington.
Like 3 weeks.
You got Washington sitting right now. You got them sitting right now at
2 and 3.
They're looking at 2 and 3 right now. So, shit. You got to come out at least if Riverboat loses the next 2. You just throw all your chips on the table and just
especially seeing who the 2 are. The next 2 is against the Falcons and the Giants. 2 winnable games. So if you go out there and lay an egg, you probably gone. Then you go. Then they got Patriots. They got Eagles, Patriots. So they might give you the Eagles game. Let you play against the Patriots, coach against the Patriots. I would think. Because, I mean, it'd probably still be a losing squad because the Patriots look like a mess, too. And then you lose to the Patriots, you got to go.
Gotta go.
So that's what I'm thinking. It's like, okay, you mess around and lose 4 straight, and that 4th one to the Patriots is you can't keep you here. Man. We can't keep you here. So we'll see about that. All right, so we talk coaches now. We're going to go Rookie of the Year. We start off offense. Who you got as your Rookie of the Year?
It's got to be C.J. Stroud right now.
Ooh.
In a slight. And that's only because Anthony Richardson can't finish games.
Oh, my God, right?
He's balling in the game, but he just finds a way to get his ass knocked out of the game every time. But
you got to protect yourself, man.
He's definitely my pick. Like you said, they've been competitive. in every game, and he one of the bigger reasons as to why they are competitive in those games. I mean, yeah, you definitely give credit to the defense, but C.J. Stroud is definitely slinging it around the yard.
Yes, 7 touchdowns, no picks. The most impressive stat. No picks.
Yeah, so.
As a rookie quarterback, 5 games into your career. That is.
I like it. Yeah, C.J. Stroud for sure.
Yeah, I'm a C.J. Stroud guy, but I went elsewhere. See, this is why these conversations are good. I went with, I cannot say his name, the wide receiver from the Rams, Nakua.
Puka Nacua.
Puka Nacua. Rookie of the year, man. He's leading the league in receptions. He's second in yards. But you know what's very interesting about this? It makes you wonder, was Cooper Kupp good?
I think Cooper Kupp was good.
Was Cooper Kupp good, man?
I think you'll see that. You'll see that Cooper Kupp was good. He will, he'll do what he does. But and Cooper Kupp is the reason why I couldn't go. That's the reason why I couldn't go Puka Nacua as the MVP. As the rookie of the year.
Yeah. Hey, man. At the end of the year, there's going to be voters that probably didn't watch a lot of these games. They're going to pull up the stats and be like, he got to be it. And I'm down for the wide receiver winning it, man. Look, wide receivers got to win as many awards as possible because you're not going to win MVP.
Never.
So,
unless you're Jerry Rice.
So, hey, man, at least you got a better shot at Rookie of the Year. And he putting up numbers, he putting up all pro numbers. So that he mess around and lead the league in receptions, I think he's going to get it. Especially because if Anthony Richardson figure out a way to stay on the field, that'll take away from those votes from C.J. Stroud. Because it's another quarterback to compare him to. It's not going to be another wide receiver in Puka Nacua's stratosphere if he keeps this up, where you're comparing him to somebody else. Like, Zay Flowers ain't doing what he doing.
I think it tails off.
You think so?
I think it tails off.
It's a lot of catches. Yeah.
It is.
It's a lot of catches. And so it's a long season. This ain't college where, he probably the most games he played in the season, 13.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It's interesting. So, who you got as your defensive rookie of the year?
Defensive rookie of the year, and I did not know this kid until he cost me money.
Oh, wow.
But let's go with Christian Gonzalez over in
New England.
In New England. That's probably going to be my pick. The guy's just playing very well. He is the guy Bill Belichick is trusting to guard these receivers. He's actually done the best job on Tyreek Hill. He's standing about 6'3".
He's a big dude.
He's a very big dude, and then he can move. He's running not necessarily stride for stride, but he's that one guy that can get his hands on Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
Early in his route and kind of throw him off.
Yeah, with that size. It makes it happen for sure.
And who's to say what he'd have done on CeeDee Lamb had he not got hurt?
Also true.
I also feel like that New England game kind of took a turn whenever he went out.
I got a question for you. Which position do you feel like is an easier transition? A cornerback from college to pro, Cornerbacks or running backs?
You said what is the tougher transition?
The easier transition.
The easier transition. I think the easier transition probably running backs.
Yeah.
You get in the right scheme, you know, you can go run for a $1.15. Rules get a little bit tedious in the league. I mean, you got 5-yard holding penalties and illegal contact, and you got all these rules that you can't do.
I can see that. The reason why I asked that because it seems like cornerbacks, like the real good cornerbacks, are good in their first like 4 years, like a running back. But then it's like once they get into like year 6, 7, where other positions, like a linebacker, they still can be good in year 7, 8, 9. They can get to all pros. It seemed like for both positions, it's like they're real good, real fast, early. Then that shit tails off just as quick. So I was wondering, like, I wonder. But yeah, so Christian Gonzalez, I actually came with a tie. I'm
interested.
I came with a tie. I got Christian Gonzalez and Jalen Carter.
Jalen Carter has been beat.
He's an animal. He's an animal. If we were to do a redraft, I'd probably draft him number 1. Like just as a peer. Like if we were just going like best available, he was clearly the best player available. And as a Cowboys fan, it gotta suck that he went to the Eagles.
Yeah.
Like of all places you could have went, you go to the Eagles.
Yeah, because that's a seamless transition into from Fletcher Cox, right? Fletcher Cox getting up there in age.
And that's what I'm thinking. It's like cheap labor. Like you about to get a younger Fletcher Cox on a rookie contract. Even though it's a big rookie contract, because what he went 8th, it's still going to be cheaper than paying him what was probably record money when y'all first signed it. So, Darius Slay called him Rhino in camp. Once you get a nickname, you're probably good.
As a rookie.
Like you probably good. You get a nickname, like, and you get to learn from Fletcher Cox. You know what I'm saying? You get to pick up little nuances of the game because you already got the raw skill, but you don't have the knowledge of how to do this shit yet. Man, you have somebody like that next to you who can still get after it. So that I'm sure that's helping him. But yeah, and all the same reasons you said for Christian Gonzalez. Big, physical. I mean, the Patriots did well defensively in the draft. Offense, I don't know what the hell they got going on. Bill Belichick, it's looking like Brady more and more every game.
Their offenses look shitty, even with Brady.
This is true.
Yeah, look, the only time Brady had weapons was with the Gronk Hernandez connection and Randy Moss. But receiving wise, you tell me who's been the Pro Bowl wide receiver.
And what's crazy is Tom Brady used to take pay cuts for what?
To improve the defense.
But they wasn't even spending money on defense.
Well,
they didn't sign. They didn't re-sign.
They were keeping their own guys.
Yeah, some of them.
Unless you got out of pocket Chandler Jones, but I mean,
Asante Samuels.
Right. You know, you get out of pocket, you already know if you don't follow the Patriot way, you out of there. So
yeah, true that. But so we're gonna go forward to your least favorite NFL award, Offensive Player of the Year.
This got to be the stupidest award that I've ever encountered in my life. Like, it's the MVP, right? I mean,
you would think.
Man, what are we doing?
I think last year Justin Jefferson won it, but he didn't win the MVP.
And he should win.
Yeah.
He's probably the most valuable player.
Yeah, you would think. But for the interest of the NFL, who do you have?
Oh man, just off the sake of wide receivers not being able to get anything, it's probably gonna be Tyreek Hill. Um, no need to really go into detail. I mean,
Cheetah.
play the clips. Play the fucking clips.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
Yeah, I mean, look no further than that, man.
Yeah, I talk to you. I try not to talk too much on Sundays, but my question always is, how does he get so open?
Yeah, I mean, it's
you're not even. They're not even close to him.
Trying to figure out how Tyreek Hill gets so open is beginning to be like how many licks it takes to get to the center of the Tootsie Pop. The world just may never know.
This is a fact.
Maybe we need to call New England and ask Christian Gonzalez how to keep him from getting open.
Maybe. That's the only. But how many people has a young, physical, fast corner?
Well, it's not many of them, but
not many of them. So that's just physical skill that every team don't have the player that can do it. So, but yeah, I'm a Tyreek Hill guy. I still have faith that he's gonna break the yards record this year. Got to kind of recover from that Bills beat down though. 40 yards, my boy. Can't have that.
Yeah, but if he continues at the trajectory that he's going, don't even worry about it.
Oh yeah, he gonna have another 200-yard game in there somewhere. Maybe maybe a couple. I stayed with the Dolphins on my offensive player of the year, but I went with Devin Aniche.
Nice.
Yeah. Cause he's averaging 12 yards a carry. 12.
Which is some old high school shit. Damn college.
Yeah, he's second in yards. Christian McCaffrey is first. I think Christian got him by like 30 yards or something. Hold on, let me look. We're here. We might as well come with facts. But Christian McCaffrey has 99 rushes and Aniche only has 39.
That is something crazy.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. So yeah, man, that's my guy. Hold on, let me go. Let me see. Okay, so yeah, Christian McCaffrey got 50 more rushing yards, but he also has 61 more attempts. He got 5 touchdowns, 6 20-plus yard runs, 4 40-plus yard runs. It's just ridiculous. And that is, hey man, if the Dolphins can keep teams under 28, they're gonna win a lot of games.
Absolutely.
Like and like just 28, just keep them under 28, because we'll get there on anybody. But yeah, that's who I got. He's been explosive. Being down here in the Florida market, being able to watch the Dolphins, I get to see it a little bit more. It's crazy. The home run power from the running back position, that speed it kills, and it shows when he's out there. So that's my guy. We both got Dolphins, so yeah, we'll see. Hell, they might give it to Jalen Waddle. Might get hot the last 13 games of the season. 12, 13 games of the season. So we're going to move forward to the defensive player of the year. Who you got?
Gotta be your guy right now, TJ Watt. And the analyzer, although I call him overrated, at least Michael Parsons does have someone on the other side of him. Mike Parsons does have DeMarcus Lawrence on the other side, which, although I think DeMarcus Lawrence is very overrated, you do have to account for him. Cameron Hayward is probably not the player that he was on the other side in Pittsburgh. So that means extra attention is on TJ Watt, and they just can't block him.
Yeah. He's coming for all his brother's records, I think. Anything his brother got. I mean, he already got straight hand record for the season. But he do, and it's crazy because he wrecks the game like his brother, but he's so much smaller.
And I mean, that's kind of what they go for these days.
He's so much smaller. It's like, oh my gosh. Like, he look like he's a real deal hybrid. You know, or you, I guess, consider an outside linebacker, not really a DN. He's a small guy, but like, sheesh.
Definitely.
A game record.
Definitely don't want to spend too much time talking about TJ Watt for the fact we took Taco Chalk.
Oh, sorry.
Instead, it's just...
Yeah, man. Can you imagine?
A rare miss by the Cowboys scouting team, but a miss nonetheless.
Hey, man. Shout out to TJ Watt holding it down. That is who I had Defensive Player of the Year. Same reasons. 8 sacks already in 5 games. Look like he's trying to go break his own record.
Yeah.
Because what you project that out, that's probably like 27 if he keeps his pace.
Yeah.
Yeah. I doubt he gets 27, but 23 is very likely.
Very plausible.
You know what I'm saying? So, and that's the record. Just a game record. You know, he's perfecting that strip sack, and that's the icing on the cake. You know, everybody wants sacks, but that strip sack fumble, that's the move, and that's his thing. You know, and he has the athletic ability. He knocks down a lot of passes. If he can't get to the quarterback, he just does everything right. It kind of goes back to what you said. I feel you though. I think Michael Parsons may need to chill out on the podcast, may need to focus more on his craft and realize he really ain't did shit yet. Like, I mean, let's be honest. You ain't win no Defensive Players of the Year. He was All-Pro last year, right? I believe so. Okay, you got All-Pro once. A lot of players been All-Pro once.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Dante Hall probably was All-Pro once. Shout out to the X Factor. But yeah, so give me TJ Watt. And now for the big award, the one that everyone cares about. Who you got as your MVP?
Right now, which I mean, I know it's a long shot. Let's go Christian McCaffrey. The score, and I know it dates back to last year, but the score of touchdown in 14 straight games in the National Football League is beyond me.
It's crazy.
Christian McCaffrey is a certified dog. I think a lot of people worried about his usage rate.
It's through the roof.
He does carry the ball a lot. He catches the ball a lot. He takes a lot of hits, but I feel like Christian McCaffrey takes such good care of his body, and he's such a perfectionist that it's going to be a while before we start to see the tread on the time. So, definitely got to go Christian McCaffrey.
CMC, man. Damn it, cuz. I like that we're aligned. I don't know if it works for entertainment value. I got Christian McCaffrey as well.
Well, go ahead, bro.
Like, same reasons. Touchdowns every game. He's leading the league in rushing. already caught 20 balls, 8 yards a catch. And I think that's the thing that's going to preserve him, but keep him on the field is you can split him out to any position at the wide receiver. You can play the X, Y, and Z.
Yeah,
like he can be a threat out there and really get his rest. You know, like he know he's not gonna get the ball on this play, but you still got to account for somebody like that. All the same reasons though, man. I mean, he can run in between the tackles. He's already up to 119 touches. It's just, can he sustain? That's the only thing, you know. Debo's going to have to get the ball more. Obviously, Kittle's going to have to get the ball more. He probably will if every time he touches it's going to be 6. Sorry, cuz. Sorry.
It's a lot. It's a lot to go around in San Francisco.
Yes, it is. And I didn't even mention Ayuk.
Right. So, it's definitely an embarrassment of riches out there.
And I've said it before, like John Lynch, how did you do this with the cap? Now you got a cheap quarterback again. You got a cheap quarterback again.
Absolutely, super cheap.
Like dirt
Mr.
cheap.
Irrelevant.
Mr. Irrelevant. I can't imagine. I think they said he's getting paid like $800,000. Crazy.
Which is enough for that motherfucker to live comfortable.
He should be living by himself. He said he still got a roommate. I need my own space. $800,000. I can get my own space for way less than that. So I know, nigga, you should be. But anyway.
But for the sake of viewership and for our argument, I do have some stats to throw out here to you.
What you got?
I have 36 carries for 97 yards. And no, that is not in one game. That is a course of 5 games for one Dalvin Cook. So we have another Dalvin Cook sighting. This man has yet to eclipse 100 yards
in the season
in 5 games. So
shout
out to Cuz.
Thank you.
Shout out to Dalvin.
Thank you.
I told you that some bitch was wild.
Man.
Cuz got caught up in the casual fan shit. Y'all got to forgive him on this one. Sometimes he does. One thing about me, I ain't going for it.
Hey, and you know Dalvin Cook is struggling because Breece, what's his name? Breece Hall, he had this game of the year. So it's like, it's not like the line wasn't blocking.
Yeah, after saying, give me the fucking ball. You know why he hollered, give me the fucking ball?
Y'all giving it to
because
Dalvin.
I see this old ass nigga in practice every fucking day. And why y'all not passing me the ball? Why y'all not handing me that rock and letting me spin?
Oh, man.
Put this nigga in to block.
This is true.
Maybe catch a pass or 2 out the backfield.
Yeah,
but other than that, let Booby spin.
Oh, man. Oh, yeah, you want to win. Let Booby spin. If you know, you know.
Right.
If you know, you know, man. All right, man. So I got some quick hitters. I had one, but this was pre-Cowboys. So we know the answer to that. Can the Cowboys compete with the Niners?
No.
No.
Moving on.
So, real quick, should the Jaguars go ahead and move to London? And would you be surprised if that was to happen?
London, no. I mean, that's logistics. I mean, if Jacksonville moved to London, they would win the fucking Super Bowl.
You think so?
I mean, it's just the Buffalo Bills look like a completely different team.
That would have to be your bye week. Like, your bye week got to be before that travel, I would think.
But we're talking about them moving. So if they move, that you just seen what happens in that scenario. The Jags stayed over there, and Buffalo, they came and suffered from jet lag, and I mean it showed on the field.
Yeah.
So I bet if you polled these NFL teams, probably some of the older vets that's more in like a routine and kind of got their weekly way of how they do things, they probably hate this London trip. Young guys or, young guys with young families, they probably enjoy the London trip. But logistically, I just can't see the Jaguars moving to London. I think the most logical, if we're going to move to another country, I honestly think the most logical place would probably have to be Mexico.
I think that's going to happen.
But other than that, London's just too far-fetched. Just NFL, just throw two teams that you don't give a shit about over there and just let them spin. Clearly, you allow Jacksonville to go damn near every year. So
but that's a con thing, right? Isn't he from over there? Right, over there, yeah. So, and that's another reason why I think the NFL will figure it out. They're not playing all these games over there just to be a novelty. I think they're really trying to figure out how to make the logistics. Like, okay, week one, I mean, if it's week one and you're on the road, it's your first week, so it's no big deal. Okay, so maybe that early bye, but see, that becomes the issue. I don't know. They figure it out.
I don't see a way.
They got the commercial where they say they got artificial intelligence figuring shit out. They'll figure it out. And then now the next one, because I saw a stat that Derrick Henry joined, I think Marshall Faulk, Eddie George. It was all basically Hall of Famers. That's the first running backs that get 8,000 yards within their first 8 years. How long before you think we can start putting Derrick Henry in some Hall of Fame talk?
Not long. Not long at all. Derrick Henry has exceeded expectations from coming out of Alabama. I mean, you look at his resume. He's almost at 10,000 yards. He's got 80 rushing touchdowns, which is impressive.
Yeah.
To say the least. He's going to join in the exclusive club with only like Marcus Allen, Sean Alexander, Emmitt Smith, LaDainian Tomlinson, Jim Brown. Just to name a few of those guys with 100 rushing touchdowns. And then NFL Offensive Player of the Year, first team All-Pro, 3-time Pro Bowl, 2-time NFL rushing leader, 2-time touchdown leader, national champion, Heisman Trophy, the Maxwell Award, the Doak Walker Award, Walter Camp Award, SEC Player of the Year. I mean, 99-yard rushing touchdown, most games with 200 yards. I mean, you got to go ahead and start kind of getting the stuff out to make his buzz. I think so.
You missed the 2,000-yard year he had.
Well, that definitely goes with the rushing leader.
So yeah, that 2,000-yard year.
But definitely.
That's a milestone that, it's almost like, what? I guess you say the equivalent to 3,000 hits in baseball, maybe? Like having that notch under your belt.
Ballpark.
Yeah, I think he can. It's just gonna be a health thing. That's the thing about running backs. They don't slowly decline. So like,
no.
Like if he falls off in the next year or two, it's over. Like it's like he's gonna fall just short. And I do think he still has a little bit more work to do to be a lock for a Hall of Fame. Because, it's not the NBA Hall of Fame, but it's also not the MLB Hall of Fame. Like, the NFL fits, like, right in the middle when it comes to criteria. It's like, you're strict, but you're not as strict as others. So, I think he still has a little bit more work to do. but I'm with you. I think if he can put together maybe another 2-3 years, 1,000 yards, 1,100 yards, that locks him in. I really do. Um, Another 20 touchdowns. I don't know if he get to though. Cause what'd you say he got 80?
80 touchdowns right
I don't know. I think those touchdowns are going to become harder to get.
Well, he's 29 years old. So if you just give us 4 more years of 5 touchdowns, you should get right there to 100.
Yeah. He can probably do that.
I mean, because he's big enough to become that.
Yeah, that goal line threat.
Yes.
Like, you know why he's there. Like how y'all had Zeke last year.
Absolutely.
Like Zeke is there for 4th and 1s and 4th and goals. Well, that was my quick hitters for you. You got any predictions for going forward for the season?
The Cowboys will not make the Super Bowl.
Come on, man. I thought you were gonna give me something good.
No, they ain't gonna make the Super Bowl.
I thought you were gonna give me something good. My prediction going forward is the Browns will win the NFC North.
Oh my God.
I had to make it interesting, man. You came with the bullshit.
Yeah, but you didn't have to reach.
Hey man, it's fun. That's what it's for. All right. So
I might have had came with the bullshit. It might be the Don, but it's still.
Yeah, man.
That you definitely pulled that one out of your ass.
Hey, there you go. The Browns gonna win the AFC North. Booyah. But that's all we got for you this time. We'll be back next week because the NFL always gives plenty to talk about. What'd you say? It's 2 weeks before the season start? NBA?
Approximately 2 weeks from today.
Okay. So sometime next week, we're going to give y'all an NBA. What do you call not prediction?
NBA preview.
Yeah, preview. NBA preview. I'm getting late, getting past my bedtime. And
absolutely.
And yeah, we're gonna keep it rolling. I haven't said this on any of the episodes, but I'm gonna say it now. If you're listening on YouTube, subscribe, like. I forgot that's the thing that you got to say to make sure people do it. Cuz you want to say anything to the people?
Listen, man, get behind it, man. Get behind it. We coming strong. We're going to continue to give you guys this good content. Right now we heavy in the NFL, but big baseball series.
Oh my gosh, we got to talk. Yeah, we got to talk baseball.
Big baseball series going on. We in October. Playoff baseball, man, and it's just the atmosphere is just so different. I just love playoff baseball. College football is going down to the wires, getting to the point where we're starting to figure out who's in and who's out.
Yeah.
We got college basketball right around the corner.
You see that?
It's just so much, man. There's just so much content we got to give y'all, man, and it's just y'all get behind it, man. Like I said, like Cuz said, like, subscribe, man.
Hey, real quick, I gotta ask you this, and I almost don't want to, cause I feel like it could spark another conversation. Who do you love most out of the Braves right now, Michael Harris or Austin Riley?
That's like, oh my God. Well, I guess it depends on what you're looking for. I mean, if you want that defensive stalwart for years to come, it's got to be Michael Harris. He's always going to provide timely hitting. An amazing catch last night, because if Michael Harris does not make that grab, for those of you who watched the game, if Michael Harris does not make that grab, we're definitely going in the extra innings.
At least.
Because Bryce Harper probably scores around from first. But we took advantage of Bryce Harper's aggressiveness. And Michael Harris made a great throw back into the infield to get the double play. But
unsung hero, Austin Riley.
But Austin Riley
backing up the throw.
Switching gears, man. He just what a big home run. I think if you go back and look at the pitch sequence, he laid off of a pitch low and inside, which a lot of hitters would have chased, but he took it. And I thought that was a real big take. Even when I was watching the game, I was like, man, that was a hell of a take right there. Because he strikes out, that kills all the momentum that we got. But he comes with a huge home run. But if I had to choose to get back to your question, it would definitely probably be Austin Riley. Just the power, his defense. He doesn't commit many errors over there at the hot corner.
There's no wrong answer with this. No wrong answer at all.
But unlikely hero who's not getting his credit, and I hope he stays in the lineup. But shout out Travis d'Arnaud, man. If you're a big Braves fan such as myself, you'll know that Travis d'Arnaud, he jump-started our offense when we've had nothing going all year long. And he's finding his role of just, coming in, playing every couple days. But right now, Sean Murphy's just not hitting the ball. And Sean Murphy might be running out of gas because this is the longest he's had to play meaningful baseball.
This is true.
After being out there in Oakland,
this is true.
You seen it last year with Matt Olson. Even Matt Olson hit a wall last year.
Yeah.
Playing a lot of games.
They used to like the end of August, like, all right, we chilling.
Yeah. And we talked about that with Chris Sale when he was with Boston. Like, this nigga elbow fucked up. He usually damn shut it down around June. I got to pitch all the way deep into October, so. Yeah, man. Tune into the Braves. Tune into the podcast, and just continue to support, man.
For sure.
Give me this good content, man.
That's a fact. Well, this is this week's episode. Talkin Game. We'll be hollering at y'all. Peace.